Hello humans, today I have a long CRKT box, and just to prove that it is actually a rather long box, where's my Buck 110? Put it away. Here it is next to a Buck 110. The reason why I'm laughing is because what's inside the box does not require a box this long. I don't think anyways. So, is there anything funny about the box? There's not. Cancer and reproductive harm. Fuck off. Yeah. Product of China. CRKTs are usually made in China. See what I mean? Like, the box didn't need to be this big. However, I will say, I think they're doing this because they're producing boxes of a specific size for some of their larger knives. And if that's the case, I actually kind of like this because they're just ordering a bunch of bulk boxes instead of ordering a bunch of different sizes, which in theory lowers the amount of waste that they have. So I will say I do like even though the box is a bit too big, I don't mind it as long as that's what they're doing. I don't know how CRKT works. I don't know their business practices, so who can say? Anyways, what I have here is the CRKT Biwa. Plastic, yay, why? Okay, we have an Ulti clip. Why is this bag here is taped shut, and that bag either wasn't? Okay, that's what an Ulti-clip is. I've never actually used an Ulti-clip before, so I'm just taking a look at this. Interesting. Is this an Ulti-clip? I don't know if this is technically an Ulti-clip. Oh my god, it is not. Why is this not compatible? Why? Anyways, the only other thing in here is a CRKT pamphlet. Confidence in hand, innovation, integrity, blah blah blah. How to prove you're a successful hunter. I actually kind of like these. Every time I order a CRKT, I've got another pamphlet here. You get this fun little, like, how to do a thing or something along those lines. It's a little joke, but it doubles as marketing. So you've got this one here I got in my CRKT slip joint that I got. Foltz Design slip joint. I don't know what the model name was. So how to win over an uncontacted Amazonian tribe. Step 1. Spend months meticulously learning their customs. Step 2. Bring pizza. Pretty much how you win over all tribes, including all cities. Use your, I can't pronounce that word, machete to build a state-of-the-art live animal trap. I think step 1 is learn how to make one of those state-of-the-art live animal traps, but that could just be me. Anyways, you get a fun little drawing too. I like it. I think it's kind of funny and a good way of marketing, you know. Hey, if you like this thing that we made, maybe you'll like the other thing that we made. So this one here was how to prove you're a successful hunter. Have an animal stuffed and mounted on your wall. Take a picture with your kill. Use a free-range hunter fixed blade to make a 3-piece suit from the fresh hide. Again, man, you're assuming I know how to make a 3-piece suit. I'm sorry. I'm not worthy of this knife. And then they've got a picture of the knife and a little comic piece. They also have the how to care for your knife. Don't use your knife as a pry bar. Don't use your knife as a hammer. Don't put it away without cleaning it. Pretty common, basic stuff, really and truly. Check out all of our products. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Big empty box. Let's take a look at the CRKT Biwa. Oh, see, sometimes CRKTs have the model on the blade, sometimes they don't. So this is the Biwa. It's a Foltz design. I don't know the steel. It is that hollow or flat? I think it's hollow ground. It's got a nice little bit of jimping right here on the underside. I don't know how well you guys can see that. It's got a nice little bit of jimping on both sides of the blade, which provides good indexing. So I know right where my finger space ends. It's got a fairly high hollow grind. It's got this little swedge section. It's a really, really nice size for an everyday carry knife or bird and trout knife, something small like that. It's got a lanyard attached to it, which is actually pretty good. Like, this isn't a huge handle, and depending on what grip you do, having that extra little bit for your pinky to grab onto is actually quite nice. The sheath itself appears to be Kydex or some other type of thermomolded plastic. No rattle, no shake. Little bit of side-to-side shake, like front to back sort of a deal, but really and truly it's pretty good. Yeah, retention's solid. It is set up to be carried like a neck knife out of the box. So let's remove that because I actually don't like neck carrying knives. I just don't have much use for it. Super elastic band. So it comes untied. Basically, you get a free shoelace when you buy the knife. There. It's actually a pretty long shoelace too. Like, this is a reasonably sized piece of cord next time you want to tie, like, if I wanted to redo this lanyard, or next time I want to tie a lanyard, I think I might actually end up using this cord. It looks like pretty good stuff. Anyways, that goes off to my other useful things pile. Okay, so you can attach it like this, which isn't very useful carrying. You can attach it front to back, but it doesn't go across. Right, so you're basically stuck mounting it sideways for cross draw, which isn't the end of the world depending on how you like to carry your knives. I usually don't carry cross draw. So for me, not carrying cross draw, I'm kind of hooped. But let's attach this anyways. I do wish that they'd provided like a bigger clip or something, some way that I could actually mount this sideways. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. How does this clip work? The other thing that I'm going to complain about is that this is actually a very, very short clip front to back. So I have a belt over here. It will fit a belt like this, but there's very much not much room in there. What about my leather belt? Will it fit my leather belt? It just fits the leather belt. Okay. So it will fit. There's more space than I think. It still looks pretty small. I do wish there was a way to pocket carry this. Like, this is the perfect size to have like slip in the pocket carry. And because of the way that this clip is, it just doesn't work. I'm going to look into getting like one of the CRKT clips or something along those lines so that I can pocket carry this. But in the meantime, let's mount this for Scout's carry. Do we even have that size? Probably not, because way too small. Who would have thought the little tiny tech screwdriver doesn't have reasonable sized screws? So we're going to use my Victorinox Hiker. Alright, I'm thinking... So now I gotta think, how do I want this mounted, right? And what I'm actually thinking is I want it mounted on my right side with the belt running on the inside instead of the outside, obviously, so I can draw with the handle facing forwards. And that's small of my back, so I'm going to mount like this. So that tells me how I want to mount. That is an important thing to consider before you actually put your hardware on, is how exactly you want to carry this knife. Knowing that I want it to be accessible by my right hand means that I know that I have to mount it on this side like this. Okay. I've never used this type of clip before. Like, I don't know anything about this type of mounting hardware, so I'm just trying to figure out as I go. But it's got this like shock absorbent stuff. Like, those are little rubber washers sort of a deal. And I'm wondering why it's got rubber washers on it instead of just mounting, because like I could flip this around and not need to use them at all, but then my screws and the bolts wouldn't fit properly. So I do wonder a little bit about the design. Maybe I'm supposed to like not this below, but then if I'm sitting down or anything like that, like this thing rides, you know, an inch, 2 inches below my belt, which just makes this uncomfortable if I'm sitting. So I do wonder about that. I think it's, I don't know, I just wish that this had a different style of clip on it so that I could properly put it in my pocket. I just think that'd be more comfortable personally. And then, because like, from a sizing perspective, right, this would actually be a pretty nice knife to pocket carry, right? If I were to compare just the knife to the Buck 110, right, and that disappears in a pocket nice and easy. Even if I were to compare it to something that's relatively big but has a pocket clip, now I am facing the consequences of not having a very well organized knife collection at the moment because I just got back from vacation. Whoops. Right, but like, even if I were to put like one of those, you know, up and down clips right here, so I'd have about this much of the handle sticking out, that's not too bad, right? Like, that gives me just enough to grab it and go. As is, you know, I've got Scouts carry on my back. Yeah. Overall, I like the Biwa. I wish that there was a better clip. I think that as a little tiny fixed blade, this is actually a really nice shape. Simple drop point. Good for, like, a whole bunch of different types of everyday tasks. You've got this lanyard, which my wrist is a little bit big for, but I don't actually think you're supposed to wear this like a lanyard. I think it's just something for your fingers to attach to. See, okay, I'm actually gonna sheath this before I flick it around and cut myself. But yeah, sheath's got good retention. The knife itself is quite comfortable. It's a very slim, nice size for everyday carry. It's quite nimble for any type of food prep or stuff like that you want to do. All things considered, oh yeah, G10 handle, just in case that wasn't obvious by the way it looks. It's not textured though, like it's very, very smooth G10, which is why I'm really, really happy that they've got this nice sharp jimping, like I mentioned, both top and bottom. You know, like I don't feel like I'm gonna slip up this blade. Like I feel like I could poke something pretty hard and I wouldn't slip onto the blade and cut open my finger, which is important. Overall, I think this is a nice little pocket fixed blade. I'm gonna repeat that to the ends of the earth. I know I've already said it like a dozen times. I'm gonna get a better clip for this so that I can pocket carry this properly. But I do think this is genuinely a really nice little knife. Stay safe and have fun with her, guys. Peace.